Hello, Lloyd boys. Looks like we've come to the end of another epic Lloyd family pick'em season, and for the second time in 3 years, yours truly finds himself at the top of the mountain after a dominating year-long performance which put the rest of you to shame. Tastes like victory. Brian, I know you may have already seen me popping champagne in my fantasy football championship message, but I guess greatness is worth repeating. This season really was a breeze, as halfway through the year, I already had double-digit leads on Brian and Scott, and Dad was slowly but surely slipping further and further in my rearview mirror. Near the end of the season, I even contemplated skipping a week of picks just to have a little competition. Now, I could talk about how great my season was for hours, but what this season was really about was the futility you all displayed buying for second place. Scott, looks like you took the Florida Marlins approach this year. After winning the league last year, you went from first to worst this year. It appears you decided to pocket last year's winning, gut your team on the way to last place this year, just as the Marlins did after winning the World Series in 1997 and 2003. But congratulations on getting all your picks in for a second year in a row, even if your picks this year look like Brett Favre coming back for that second season with the Vikings. Now, Scott, I know you've been doing a great job teaching and coaching this year, but if picking winning football teams ever comes up in the curriculum, I strongly recommend I substitute teach for you. However, I would like to congratulate you on your last place finish. Like the Marlins, I'm sure we'll see you in first place again in about 10 years. Dad, for the second year in a row, it looks like you strayed away from your UFology. When you were winning 2 years ago, the UFO obviously stood for ultimate female opinion, as Mom was clearly making your picks. I recommend you go back to letting her make your picks if you want to have a shot at second place next year. The highlight of your season clearly came during the week when you went 5-9. This was very impressive because even a blindfolded monkey throwing knives at the logo of a team can have a better record than 5-9. You're also the only one who actually writes his picks down with a pencil and paper. Every Sunday I just picture you sitting on your chair watching the games, pencil in your ear a la Mike Tice, checking off loss after loss on your little sheet. I will give you some credit, although, as you remained within single digits of me for most of the year, but in the end, there was just no Tebow time for you. Brian, not a good year for you, as you missed the playoffs in both your fantasy leagues and got rolled in our Pick'em League. Not even your horrible Enron accounting skills could close the gap on me. I know you're thinking, hey, I got to within 4 games of you at the end, even though it was more like 8, but that was more like an NBA game when a team has a 30-point lead going into the fourth quarter, puts in their scrubs, and the other team finishes the game only 10 back because of the garbage time. Your wild picks at the end of the season look like a desperate gambler thinking, if I could just get back to even, I could just get back to even. You even had a good week 15 where you made up a few games, and I'm sure you were blasting LL Cool J's song, Don't Call It a Comeback. Don't worry, I didn't. Well, boys, it's been a good year for myself, as I will earn my doctorate in veterinary medicine in May, and I've already earned my doctorate in fantasy football by winning my school league, and now a doctorate in the Lloyd Pick'em League. And Dad, I even managed to find that missing dollar. Turns out it was buried in the rest of my winnings. I'd like to make a toast in your guys' honor, as watching you scramble for second place all year long was pretty entertaining. I will leave you with this. Here's looking down to you for the next year.